Visit astlessons.com for lyrics and chords, sheet music, tablatures, useful links, and much more.
Hey there! So my name is Robert, and for this video I'll show Paradise with Sitting Color. And now first off, let's check the chords, and if you know them, you can skip ahead. So firstly, we have a C, that's skipping first, and then ring finger, 3rd fret A string, middle finger, 2nd fret D string, open G string, and the index finger, 1st fret B string. The next is C at 2 with the B bass note. That's removing ring finger and putting middle finger, 2nd fret A string. And then after that, either play A minor, that you mostly use, which is middle finger, move the D string, and then have ring finger underneath, both 2nd fret. But sometimes, live, you play A minor 7 instead, that's without ring finger. And then for the next chord, we have a G at 4, that's ring finger, 3rd fret E string, middle finger, 2nd fret A string, then 2 open strings, then index finger, 1st fret B string, and little finger, 3rd fret high E string. And then also we have a normal G, which for this and most of his songs he play like this. So it's the same as G at 4, but without index finger. And then lastly, we have an F major 7 with a C bass note. That's muffling first, then ring finger, 3rd fret A string, followed by little finger, 3rd fret, middle finger, 2nd fret, and index finger, 1st fret. And then for this hand, I will give you 6 patterns, and then it's up to you how much variation you want. And for those who want to keep it simple, just pick one long and one short, and stick to that. Then also, a small detail is that I often start with either a picked bass note or short strum. So, first pattern goes again. Slowly. So we'll play each 2 times and then 2 times slowly. The number 2, that's almost the same, is building from number 1, just add an up on this beat. Slowly. And the next is like number 1, but with an up strum here. Slowly. And then number 4 is kind of like 3, but with an add-on up strum on this spot. Slowly. And then for the short ones, first number 5. Slowly. And then lastly, for number 6, we strum all places like this. And also, on all of them, we use the last up strum to switch when a new chord follows. So, for example, like this. And as for structure, it's really easy, since it's just 2 sequences all through. So the first one is these 4 chords that's used in the intro, verse, and interlude. And then the other one is played in the choruses and bridge, which is the part repeating all alone. And on most chords we play 1 round of a pattern. Then the 2 exceptions is here on the second sequence, where the A minor is played for 1.5 round, and then G and 4 for just a half. So on the half rounds is where we use the short patterns, that's these 2. And as for where to use the long ones, it's of course up to you, but for those interested, the first 3 chords of sequence 1, you mostly use number 1, and then number 2, the second most, although personally I actually prefer number 2. And then on the 4th chord, you mostly use number 3 and 4. And for the second sequence, it just alternates between all 4. And then lastly, a thing I often forget is pointing out that on demonstrations I just improvise with patterns, so it's not in any way an exact order. And also, as usual, he does a few extra things besides just patterns. So one thing is a hammer-on C in the first sequence. So on the first beat, instead of just picking a string, strum A and D, doing the hammer-on with middle finger. So with pattern 1, slowly, it will sound like this. Once again. And then another is on G at 4, also first sequence, and it's done by index finger on the 4th beat. So on pattern 3, it will sound like this. So it's just slightly delayed, about here. And the last thing is on the second sequence, where sometimes we place a strum with the picked notes. So one example is on F major 7 on the 4th beat again, picking high E string. So for example, with pedal 3 again, it sounds like this. And of course, it does more, but that's a few things. So now lastly, I will break down the intro, play by the second guitar. Then afterwards, I will play it slow. So some of you might want to skip straight to that, for whatever reason. So we start out with the legato slide, 3rd fret, to 5th fret, A string, and then go 3rd fret, D string. So a legato slide, for those who don't know, is like this. And not like the pick slide, like this. So you only pick the first note. So it sounds like this. Then after that, we do pretty much the same thing, but from 5th fret to 7th fret, and then go 5th fret, D string. But the difference is we kind of wait a bit, like this. So the first line, like this. Second. And we time the note here, after the slide, with the next chord. Then after that, we go D string, 7 to 5, pull off. And then up the A string again, 7, 5. So that part. Right after this note comes the next chord, A minor. And we gotta hold this note, because after that we're sliding down to 3rd and picking it. So it sounds like this. And after that we do pull off, 5th fret to 3rd. And then we go up to E string, 5th fret, and then down to A string again. So last part from the slide. And the next part, we start out the same with the 2 slides. And then after this, 5, we take a short pause, and then go to 7th fret, D string. So from the second slide, like this. Once again. Then after that comes a difficult part. So we go G string, 5th fret, legato slide to 4. And then D string, 5th fret, and then A string, 5th fret. And the way I do it is to use index finger, then middle finger, and then index finger again. So slowly. And we time this note with A minor. Then after that, a short pause, and then 7th fret, A string. And then we got D string, 5 to 7, without pause. So like this. Once again. Then after that, we go to A string, 5th fret. Then once again, we hold it. And then next part, we slide to 3rd fret again, and pick it. So like this. Once again. And this time, we do a legato slide from 5th fret to 7th fret. And then go 5th fret. Then jump down to 3rd fret. Up the E string. And then down again. So it's kind of like this, but without the pull off. And the way I do it is to slide with ring finger, and then take index finger, and then jump down to 3rd fret. So the whole last part from the slide. Once again. And now all together, slowly.